Hi, Salam Muradi again with Douglas Elliman, and welcome to Real Estate 101. In our first video, we discussed the 5 skills that your real estate agent you've hired need to have. Now first, they have to be able to list. Now this is an easy process. Let's keep in mind there's a lot of paperwork involved. And there's about a dozen sheets of paperwork. Now they are the same paperwork that every homeowner is put in front of. They're not made up for you. They're kind of like your iTunes contract. But what your agent should be able to do is explain these forms to you. I mean, there's a disclosure forms that need some explanation. You should be confident that they are competent with the forms. Now, once you've signed them, the next stage is staging. Now, staging is very important, and we don't need to put down your home. I know you love your home, but there's one word in that sentence that's a problem: your. Nobody wants to buy your home. They want to buy their next home. Now here's a living room in a home I sold last year. Now with absolutely no money, just some decluttering, cleaning up, and of course hiring a professional photographer, that room could look like this. Big difference, particularly in the photography, but this was with no investment except for time and energy. Now let's look at this room. Looks okay, looks pretty good. Doesn't see a lot of things wrong with it. But with a little paint and to take a few things away like curtains, it could look like this. This is a shot that looks like it belongs in a magazine. Now let's look at it again. This room in this home looks okay. But then again, just a little paint, that's about it. And this is what it could look like. Now staging has a lot to do with decluttering and painting and such, but there's also an emotional process here to purchasing a home. Now football season just ended and I'm a Jet fan, and this is how most Jet fans look at the end of pretty much any season, unfortunately. Now, you're taking your husband out and you want to go look at some homes after Sunday's game, and the last thing your husband needs to see or you need to see in the person's son's room is this. Nobody wants to see that. That family is not buying your house. I don't care what the price is, where it is, what it's got. There's an emotional thing in the background they're not buying this house. Now, in the same respect, should you be selling a house in New England, to be fair, the last thing that a New Englander wants to see in your son's room is a Super Bowl memory. Okay, so, decluttering, painting, and also, again, that your home has to come out, the your has to come out of that process. Now, marketing. Okay, well, marketing is changed quite a bit in the last 20 years. It's more complicated now. It's not just getting a newspaper ad, advertising your open house. The marketing that goes on today has a lot to do with the internet. Okay? Now, the internet is a tool. It doesn't run on autopilot. It is not the only thing that goes on in marketing. And I can get into that further, but you're going to have to give me a call. The next step they have, and the skill they need, is to be able to negotiate. Now, to be able to negotiate on your behalf successfully, they have to know your goals, your dreams, and your deadline. Share these with your agent. That's the only way they can help you. You may have to close by the end of the year. You may want to wait till the school year. You may have to close on a house that you're buying, and there's so many different things that your dreams and goals are that they have to be aware of to help you. The other thing their agent has to know is they have to know the buyer. Know thy enemy, which, well, not really an enemy. In real estate, we have a term called coopetition. We compete and cooperate at the same time. So you need to know the buyer. Actually, you've already looked at their credit report. You've actually called their mortgage broker, confirmed that they have enough money in the bank, they have the jobs. You may even Google them to find a little bit more about them. Do they have a house to sell they didn't know about? Do the family own a number of things? Know them and know their agent well, and that'll help you negotiate. Now, the next thing and last thing on the list they need to do is they need to close. And this is a more complicated process than we can finish in this one video. We're going to go over it in our last of a 3-video series. And until then, Salam Muradi with Douglas Elliman, saying class dismissed.